Mahine o Nathan Kavailehua. My name is Nathan Kavailehua Takeshi Okinaka. I am currently residing in Kaneohe. I danced hula throughout intermediate and throughout high school, and then when I went to college, then I attended or joined Halau Napua Mai Kalani with Kale Pavai, and then I also danced hula with Keola Kalani of Halau Awaneia Kunihinihi. And then after that, I formally went and unikied with Kimo Alama Keolana in Hula Olapa to become a kumu hula. All the while I already had started our halau hula halau o Kavailehua, and so I went through the formalized training to uniki and become a kumu hula with Kimo Alama. So during our first year, or actually in the beginning stages of the group, we weren't a halau. We were a family, a class that was just teaching Awana music, and it was in that beginning, in the first few months, that we were invited to dance at the Sheraton Hawaii Bowl and perform with other halau and other high school groups with Henry Kapono. And when we did that, they needed a halau name, and because we didn't have a halau name, we had to think about what would be the halau. And so the halau name came from two different sources. The first one was from my grandmother, Miley Casimiro. I had called her. I was driving down the H3, and I had asked Grandma. I said, I need a name for the halau. And Grandma was a full Chinese lady, but she said, well, use your Hawaiian name. And I said, well, Grandma, that's kind of conceited, kind of high maka to use your name. And she goes, no, use your Hawaiian name. It's a good name. It comes from your grandfather. It shows the roots, comes from Big Island, what you represent. And so I said, okay, we'll use the Kavailehua. And then I went and I spoke to Kimo Alama, who I unikied from, and that's where he kind of put it together, and it became Hula Halau o Kavailehua versus Halau Hula o Kavailehua, where Halau Hula would typically mean a place or a house or a location. Hula Halau would represent a hui or a group of people of Kavailehua. So Hula Halau o Kavailehua became our name. Pros and cons of having a halau. Yeah, don't do it. It's a lot of money. No, I think the pros. It depends on why you're doing what you're doing, and I think as a kumu hula for this halau, it's been from the start. The halau has been about teaching families, and teaching families really how to dance hula. It wasn't about doing shows or competitions or trying to create the next Mary Monarch line or trying to do that kind of thing. It was about teaching families, and since the start it has always been mothers dancing with daughters, or grandmothers dancing with grandchildren. And so the pros, I think, has been really it's nourishing to teach people and to see them perform different hula numbers and repertoires that pay tribute and homage to the history and to the past and to what we represent. I think the cons, like anything else, is that with anything it takes a lot of time and effort. And even in the beginning when I decided to open the halau, I was very hesitant because I knew that it would take a lot of time and resources, and it's a commitment to teach the hula, and it's a lifelong commitment to teach, and then everything that you do becomes part of hula, whether it's making leis or making costumes or finding hair pieces or what have you. It becomes a part of who you are, and so it's a lot of commitment and time, but it's a fulfilling time commitment and a worthwhile experience when you can see people light up as they dance the hula, and the audience can enjoy it, and then they see the love that the dancers have for the hula. So It's good and bad, but I think the goods outweigh the bad. One that one can never know enough about the hula, and you can only take students as far as you're willing to learn and could grow. And every year, every class, you learn different ways to teach students, to teach haumana. You learn different meanings of the songs, and you learn the different kauna and the thought process that goes into making a mele. At the same token, making hula, whether it's kahiko or the olapa style dances and awana style dances, it's a journey, and it's a never-ending one that is filled and steeped with so much history and culture. And I think with hula, especially when you look at all the different art forms and dances across the many different worlds, I think hula is such a special art form because it's so steeped in the culture and the history and the language, and there's so much innuendos and meaning behind what you're doing with every eye movement and with every hand motion or foot motion or hip motion. There's so much things that it represents, much more than just the song or the choreography itself. So it's a lifelong journey and process, and I think one will never get to that point. I think one will only hope to get to that point at the end of one's life. So in the simplest sense, kumu translated means source. But I think when you look at the greater meaning behind kumu, it demands much more than just a title, where it's easy to get into a group or class and it's a teacher or it's a sensei or a leader or something to that effect. But to have to be called a kumu and to be a kumu has so much more attached to it, because it's the center or the source of knowledge. It's a source of history on what you're teaching, and kumu really is a higher calling and a higher state of thought that I think today sometimes we use that term so flippantly to just mean anything. But I think when you look at it in a real holistic sense, kumu means a lot. It's a source. It's a respect. It's a term. It's a more than just a title. But it's a source of where all things flow and come from. Hula to me means more than just an art form or a dance. Hula is part of our history and culture as Hawaiians. It's a vehicle and a mechanism that's used to carry forth our histories and our traditions, our language, our lifestyle. And hula to me represents all of those things, but it also represents the families and the people that dedicate it, because it's not like dancing hip-hop or dancing ballet where it's just about technique. I think in hula itself, it's about trying to convey a message or a time or a place, where if you're dancing a hula kahiko, you're trying to emulate the motions of Pele, or if you're doing a hula kahiko or hula lapa for one of the ali'is like Kalakaua or Queen Liliuokalani, you're trying to really display and showcase your reverence for the ali'i. Or if you're doing a hula awana or a modern song and you're talking about Waikiki and you're talking about the surf at Waikiki, and there's that joy and sense of sparkle that you have to convey through your eyes and through your emotions, and this is something I think that hula is, because hula is designed to transport the audience, transport the dancer to a different time and to a different place, and to be able to share that thoughts and feelings and emotions of all that that song represents, and it's just more than just words on a paper or notes notes to play a song. It's so deep with meaning and thought that hula will convey, and it's a mechanism and a tool to convey those thoughts. It's a living, breathing. Hula is a living, breathing way of life, more so than it is just an art form or a dance or a creative sign or something like that. It means so much more than just that. It's whole and it's complete, and it does all these things. And if it's done right, if it's done right, you pay tribute to the past and you celebrate the present, and you take people to a new destination and a new place of hula and music.
Aloha, when you add aku to the word, aloha aku, right, means what? What does it mean? Aku is away, right? So you're giving it away. Aloha mai means what? We're bringing it in. Yeah? So this song, aloha aku, aloha mai, means love is given, love is received. That's a two-way street, right? Kind of like a John Legend song, right? Love is all you need, right? Love is given, love is received, love is all you need. Okay? So in this song, when you listen to the words, it gives you the hint on what you will dance. Yeah? E ho'i mai. It's another phrase you will hear in a lot of songs. What does ho'i mean? Anybody? Ho'i? Return. Ho'i mai, when you add the mai direction, it means come to me, come back, return. Yeah? Kalani akil is talking about heaven. Where's heaven? Up there. Therefore, we want to always be up here. Yeah? For the most part. Okay? Unless you pick your map. But in this song, it's all up here, heaven. Yeah? Make sense? So, part of hula is learning the words. It will give you the hint on what you're dancing. Okay? Make sense?